John, son, wake up. Look, it's already 8 o'clock. John, who had not moved despite his mother's repeated calls, got up from the bed as soon as he heard the time. Mom, I told you to wake me up at 7, he said, his face filled with panic and annoyance. His mother just smiled softly without answering and silently left the room. John rubbed his eyes, reached for the clock on the side table and checked the time. It was 6:45 in the morning. A huge wave of love for his mother washed over him. He smiled to himself, still half asleep, and headed to the bathroom to take a shower as he always did. A short while later, he came downstairs, phone in hand, and walked to the breakfast table. But as soon as he saw Rachel sitting there, his mood completely disappeared. On the other side, the atmosphere was just as cold. Rachel looked at him with clear annoyance and immediately went to have breakfast without saying anything. John returned the same cold attitude and began to eat his food in silence. Any other girl would have easily fallen for this man. His with thick dark brown hair, slightly sallow fair skin, a slight frown, a sharp nose, and small eyes that matched her hair perfectly. But Rachel Sadaf was not entirely impressed by John Shahzad's looks or personality. After breakfast, John went to the kitchen to say goodbye to his mother. He was in a hurry to leave when his mother called him back. Yes, Mom, any work? John asked softly. He had always been extremely obedient when it came to his mother. Yes, son. Drop Rachel off at the university on your way. Your uncle left her in our care, and it doesn't seem right that she has to fight the buses every day. Okay, Mom, he replied sincerely. But deep down, he really didn't want to take her with him. According to John, Rachel was a stubborn, ill-tempered girl. Talking to her was worse than banging his head against a wall. Still, he couldn't disobey his mother. He walked out to the porch where his car was parked. Rachel was already waiting there. John's irritation grew, but he remained silent. He unlocked the car and Rachel, pouting on her face, sat in the front passenger seat. John clenched his jaw. He was still angry, remembering what he had done last night. He controlled his anger, got into the driver's seat and started the car. When John got home that night, Rachel was unusually awake. It seemed like she was waiting for him. Before he could say anything, Rachel came up to him and asked, "Are you going to eat?" "Of course," John replied cheerfully, seeing the annoyance on his face. "Well then wash your hands and freshen up and I'll heat up the food," she said in a clearly annoyed tone. John said, "Okay," and headed towards his room with a slight smile. He knew that his mother must have told Rachel to do this, because his mother had not been feeling well since morning and had probably fallen asleep early. Rachel began to heat the food very slowly. Then she took the plates out of the cupboard and started setting the table. Doing something for John never made her happy. In fact, it always made her angry. Even as she did all this, she was thinking bitterly, "Such a hungry person. What was the harm in skipping dinner tonight? He made me stay up an extra 2 hours for no reason. Stupid, always thinking about food." Although in reality, John wasn't fat, he was actually quite handsome and well-built. If he loved food so much, he should have come home early, or eaten out. But if he had eaten out, Rachel would have been even more upset about the wasted weight. Viewers, remember that this story consists of 10 episodes. To watch episode 2 in the next video, subscribe to the channel and be sure to comment on which stories you like. Take care of yourself. See you in the next video. Goodbye.